Take a look. We're gonna show you beautiful Beirut city. Honestly, every single time we come here, mamma mia, it always blows our minds, isn't it, bro?
Look at it, it's so beautiful.
Look at this place, guys.
There's no place like Lebanon.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is this place is so beautiful, but it just has some kind of like unfortunate karma. It's very unlucky. It goes through so much. It's been through so many wars. Now there's no government. You know, the doggy wants to say Hare Krishna. Yeah. So yeah, it's very unfortunate, you know, but it's a beautiful place. Okay, guys, we're going off to our program now. We're gonna chant the holy names, make our beautiful Lebanese and Arabic friends chant and dance. Try it. Make the holy name a part of your everyday life and you will watch your life transform. Bhakti Bro Salute.
What is the need for spirituality in 2023? Just in the last 6 months, we traveled to over 14 countries. And what was the main thing we found in common? People all over are super eager, very open to finding out and accepting a different way of life. Something other than their usual, the ordinary. Perhaps because our current life isn't natural to who we really are? It's surprising considering the rise of all this new technology, all the social media platforms. Society is apparently advancing and people are connected to everyone and everything around the whole world, yet they're completely unhappy and unfulfilled. Reality is people are disconnected with each other and with themselves more than ever before. It's as if we don't even know what we're doing on this planet. What's our purpose? That's where spirituality comes in.
We've been in Lebanon, the situation has gotten worse and worse. Like, it's in a state now where there's literally no government and the street lights don't work and there are no cops on the streets. And you know, it's interesting. It's like for example, when the body is sick, right? And then you give it medicine, it automatically feels better. So in the same way, these Lebanese people, they see so much suffering happening in their own country. You know, family members are leaving, everyone's trying to leave the country. And the people that are here, that are staying here, they feel nourished by the holy name, by kirtan. They feel nourished by the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Because like I said, when the body is sick and it has medicine, it feels better. So the ailing heart, the ailing mind, it feels better when it's in contact with the holy name and Krishna consciousness. So and when you really need it, when you're really desperate for it, then you can see that in their eyes that they're desperate. Their hearts are so hungry for the holy name. So when they get a little bit of it, they go all out. They have a feast. They're like chanting and dancing like no tomorrow. And it's insane because we travel all over the world. Like you guys know, you guys have been following us. And you know, sometimes, you know, there's rooms full of 1,000 people doing kirtan together. But here you'll only have 8 people or 12 people or 15, but it sounds like 1,000 people because they're really roaring and relishing the holy name.
So now the question may arise, well, spirituality simply gives relief to our suffering condition, but it doesn't end my problems. It doesn't pay for my bills, and I need to work as money is needed to survive in this world. Definitely a good question indeed.
Now let's think about it logically. Are we really meant to be working a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 6 days a week in some countries, only to, you know, spend all of it on bills and rent and survival basically? and then you chill on the weekend, hang out with friends, get drunk, get wasted, and then go back to work. Or alternatively, you just keep saving money for paying off your mortgage, and then by the time the house is yours, you're too old to even climb the flight of stairs, or you're disabled, or you're on your deathbed. So what is the point of life? Why are we here on this earth planet, right? And so Vedas actually answer this. They answer why we're here and what is the purpose of life, what is the goal of life, right? So spirituality gives us meaning, right? The ancient Vedas tell us that we actually are in this world because we turned away from God. We wanted to enjoy without God. We wanted to be the center. We wanted to, create a life of our own without God in the picture. But are we really happy? We're just grinding and struggling and surviving, right? But those that take on to a spiritual life, those that practice, and we've seen it in our lives, when we practice bhakti, all of a sudden our life has meaning. We feel happy. We feel connected back to our source, because actually we're the spirit souls, part and parcel of the Supreme. So when we're reconnected through service, through meditation, through chanting, through serving others, immediately we feel alive, and we feel a real sense of joy and happiness, and it gives us purpose in life. Our mission is share this happiness of spirituality, of bhakti with others, and kind of make our way back to where we came from. So is spirituality necessary? I mean, you can see it in the faces of all these people. Look at them. They're smiling, genuine smiles from ear to ear. They're so happy. They're so full of love. It's like they don't even have a single tension in the whole world.
So as spirit souls that are having this human experience, we definitely need to work to be part of the society. However, now knowing our reality, it might change the motivation behind why we're working, what we're aiming for, and our ultimate goal in life.
I thought immediately of the hosts we were staying with, a wonderful family, and I actually asked them personally. I said, there's so much suffering in Lebanon, and you're basically struggling, like my brother was saying, to pay the rent, to survive, to get enough water and electricity, which is sparse now in this country. And where, why do you stay? Where do you find your joy or your anchor or your happiness? And they said that in their spiritual community, and it's not many of them. It's maybe they have nice 10 to 12, 15 people,
right?
And just being able to share Krishna consciousness with 10, 15 people, that keeps them going, that keeps them here, and that fills their hearts. Because how much do you need to eat? Like Srila Prabhupada, he gives an excellent example. It's even if all the dishes in your house are made of gold, so you have gold plates and golden utensils, you're still gonna eat the same food that somebody who doesn't have gold plates is gonna eat. How much do you need to eat? How much do you need to survive? You don't need much. So what keeps you going is the spiritual practice, the spiritual community, and connecting, reconnecting with the lost connection that we have with our source, with Krishna. One of my favorite examples is a fish out of water. And the example goes that if you take a fish out of water and you give it pizza, will it be happy? No, because it's the fish. The whole identity of a fish is it needs to be in water to be happy. So similarly, a spirit soul, like my brother said, we belong to the spiritual realm. So when you take it out of that realm and put it in the material realm, then it's not happy. And the answer is because it doesn't belong here.
the 70s and 80s when Srila Prabhupada, he went to America, right? The hippies, they were looking for an alternative. They understood that this world, this reality is kind of, just mediocre. They want something more. And they were ready for that alternative, and that alternative is actually the reality, which is that we are spirit souls, we're spiritual beings, and we're just having this material experience here. But actually, we belong to a whole spiritual dimension, serving God. See, no one's truly happy unless they're practicing spirituality, but real spirituality.
Yeah, what do you mean by real spirituality?
Well, see, look, religion, spirituality, it's meant for developing love for God, right? That's the goal of spirituality. So spirituality is not just a show of putting on, face paint, sprinkling holy water, wearing some nice spiritual traditional clothes. It's more about going internal. It's more about developing a relationship with God, and that relationship should also be developed with God's children, people around you. So learning how to be humble, kind, genuine, learning to serve others, following parampara, following, a given path from a bona fide source, from a bona fide chain of teachers. Not just something invented, not just, this is how I feel today, I'm going to connect with the divine by saying Om Bhur Phat, like making up your own mantras. It has to be bona fide. It has to be something that's legitimate, coming from the Vedas. Yeah. The Vedas are known to be spoken by God himself. So whatever is spoken in those Vedas, written in those Vedas by the sages, we must follow their example, follow in their footsteps. Mahajano yena gata sapanta. Following in the footsteps of great souls, that is genuine spirituality.
If you want to be a mechanic, you have to go to school and learn from another mechanic.
Right.
And you have to take the manuals that mechanics have written, read them and learn them. Same way, like you said, if you want to learn spirituality, you have to go to a school of spirituality.
Right.
A school of bhakti, have teachers, have textbooks. And that's the real way to learn. So, yeah, that makes sense. You can't just make it up. Yeah. I can't just say, I know how to fix a car without knowing anything about it.
You gotta learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can see, like, we're happy people because we're practicing. Spirituality is the main component of our life. It's actually the main. Everything else kind of revolves around it. So practice it, try it, it'll change your life.
So, is spirituality necessary? Well, as you can see here in Lebanon and in fact all around the world, people are beginning to realize that it is necessary because it's an innate part of us. It is our reality. And the reason we are so unhappy is just as my brother said, like a fish out of water is out of place, us as spiritual beings, without practicing spirituality, we're out of place, unhappy and malnourished. The moment we engage in spiritual activities, connecting with the Supreme Being, we rediscover who we really are, who God is, and thus thrive, we flourish. At the end of the day, a person is looking to be happy. But you can't be happy if you don't know who you are and what your purpose is. Give it a try. Comment down below if you have something to share about spirituality, and share this knowledge with others. Bhakti Bro Salute.
Nice. Nice. 1-1. 1-1. Calisthenics, boys. Look at that. The body benefits from movement and the mind benefits from stillness.
فيك يا وطن وقلت لك أحقق لقيت طموحي فيك حلم صعب ولها صدق نسيت الحلم من بعد ما كنت فيك متأمل عشمت نفسي بالوصول ولقيت غيري يهمل بعت الكثير رخصت نفسي شفت الهم هذه جساتي مواطن سعودي لحم ودم قالوا من ترك داره قال مقداره كيف لو داره مرتاح فيها وهو بجانب جاره بترك الدار واقولها باختصار خيرك يا دار لغير.
What's up, y'all? You won't believe it, but we just did a kirtan program. Made them chant for 2.5 hours. Then we got into the car, came home, took our bags, and now we're at the airport.
What's up, bro?